All right, we're going to create a key for conservation of momentum review for the SC assessment we're going to have. Looking at the first question, a railroad freight car travels on a level track. It collides and couples. That means it joins with a second car that was initially at rest. So the one car is traveling and it collides and couples with a second car that's at rest. So there's no arrows for that. Draw a before and after diagram. Afterwards, they are coupled together. So they are together. So this is object 1, object 2, object 1, object 2. And they should be moving afterwards because the brakes are released on the second car. They're apart at the beginning and together at the end. So this is going to be an inelastic collision. A ball moving to the right collides head-on with a ball at rest. So we've got one moving to the right, the other one's at rest. The balls bounce off of each other. When they bounce off of each other, they're going to be separate as well, and they could be heading away from each other, or potentially they could both be still heading in the same direction. But either one of these is fine. But because they're apart at the beginning and apart at the end, that's going to be an elastic collision. Number 3, a girl skates on ice towards her friend who is standing still. So, friend standing still with open arms as they collide and hold on to each other. Collide and hold on to each other. Afterwards, they should go in the direction of the girl that was moving at the beginning. Apart at the beginning, together at the end, inelastic collision. A boy jumps off the front of a skateboard while they were moving forward together. So you can draw them stacked like this. They're together. The boy would be 1, the skateboard would be 2. The skateboard moves in the opposite direction after the boy jumps off. So you could say that he's going this way and the skateboard's going that way, or you could reverse it. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that they're together at the beginning and apart at the end. So technically that is an explosion. Number 5, sorry about the formatting issues here. An air track car moves to the right and collides with a car moving to the left. The cars move in opposite directions after the collision. So 1 is going to be going to the left now, and 2 is going to be going to the right now. They're apart at the beginning, they're apart at the end, so that is an elastic collision. Number 6, a bullet strikes a wooden block that is stationary. So at the beginning, the bullet is moving towards the block is stationary, that means it's not moving, on a horizontal frictionless surface. That means that nothing is going to hold the block into place once the bullet hits it. The bullet remains inside of it and they move to the right together. I guess you could do this, or you could still just do they're together, 1 and 2. It doesn't have to be fancy drawing for this, guys. But the important thing to recognize is at the beginning they're apart, at the end they're together. So that's an inelastic collision. Number 7, an ice puck moving to the right, there's our ice puck, collides with a piece of ice moving to the right. The puck and the ice have a different velocities after the collision. So for this, you have to understand that the piece of ice is moving slower than the puck because otherwise it would never catch up to the piece of ice. And afterwards, they are moving different velocities afterwards. It doesn't say anything about the directions. So they could have bounced off of each other and 2 got faster and 1 got slower and they're still heading in the same direction. Or 1 could be moving to the left afterwards and 2 could be moving to the right afterwards. Either one is okay. Apart at the beginning, apart at the end, that's the important piece here. If that's the case, it is an elastic collision. A cannonball strikes a railroad freight car filled with sand. So we've got a cannonball, we've got our freight car filled with sand. Let's say this is 1, this is 2. This is the freight car is initially at rest. The cannonball is moving towards the freight car. The cannonball embeds itself in the freight car. So you could do 1 and 2, then they would move in that direction, or you could just say 1 and 2. Either one of these is fine. And they're moving that way. Apart at the beginning, together at the end, in elastic collision. For the fill in the blank, it's important that you read these questions, pick your answer, then reread it to make sure that your answer fits, because you get confused sometimes. 2 people standing still on skateboards facing each other. They push off one another. The skateboarder that has the most mass will move away with more or less velocity than the skateboarder that has less mass. This is an example of an explosion, inelastic collision, or elastic collision. So after reading this the first time, I know that I've got 2 skateboarders. They're facing one another, and they're touching one another, okay, and they're not moving. Then they push off one another. Object 1 obviously goes this way, and object 2 is going to go that way. So which one's going to go faster, which one's going to go slower? It says that skateboarder that has the most mass will move away with more or less velocity. If it has more mass, it's going to need less velocity. So this is going to be less velocity. Because remember that when you have 2 objects that are together and they're not moving, the total momentum here is 0. The total momentum afterwards also has to be 0. The mass times the velocity of object 1 has to be equal and opposite to the mass times the velocity of object 2 in order for the total of these 2 added together to be 0 for the total momentum. So if this is a small mass, it's going to have a big velocity. If this is a big mass, it's going to have a small velocity. All right, hopefully that made sense. This is an example of, and looking at this picture, they're together at the beginning and apart at the end. So that's going to be an explosion. All right, let's talk momentum of a system and conservation. So these drawings here have momentums. This says the momentum of object 1 is 30 kilograms meters per second. And it doesn't have the momentum of object 2, the blue one, but obviously since it's at rest, this momentum is 0. So the system before is made up of these 2 objects, and the system after is made up of these 2 objects. The total momentum here is 30 plus 0, so the total momentum is 30 kilograms meters per second. After the collision, we've got 20 kilograms meters per second in the negative direction and 10 kilograms meters per second in the positive direction. So we've got negative 20 plus 10 equals negative 10 kilograms meters per second. So is momentum conserved here? The answer is no. And it's not conserved because these guys are not equal. The 30 does not equal the negative 10. Don't let direction trip you up, guys. Okay? All right. Next question. The system's momentum before the collision. For this one here, we start out with 50. Oops. Wrong thing here. 50 and 0. So this is going to be 50 kilograms meters per second. And here we've got negative 5 plus 55 equals 50 kilograms meters per second. These two are equal, so momentum is conserved. The answer is yes. Don't forget your negatives. All right. In this case here, question says, what happens to the velocity of two 0.5 kilogram marbles that are moving 1.5 meters per second and negative 1.5 meters per second towards each other? In this case, because you have two masses that are equal to one another, when they bounce off of one another, the velocity will be conserved because they have the same mass and momentum needs to be conserved, these are just going to switch places. So the velocity of the yellow marble afterward is going to be negative 1.5 meters per second, and the blue marble is going to be positive 1.5 meters per second, because they just switch places, because they have the same mass. All right. All right. This one says, after the collision, the velocity of the blue marble is going to be what? So we've got two masses that are different. This one is much larger than this one here. So when they hit each other, we want to know if the velocity of the blue marble is going to be more than 6 meters per second, because that's the velocity of the yellow one at the beginning, less than 6 meters per second, or equal to 6 meters per second. In this case here, the momentum here is a total of 18 kilograms meters per second, because this one isn't moving. This still has the same mass, and this still has the same mass afterwards. If they're both moving, my total momentum still has to be 18 kilograms meters per second. So the blue marble started out at 0 meters per second, and now it's moving. So now it has to be more than 0. So we can rule that out. Is it going to be less than 6 or more than 6? Well, since the yellow marble is still moving, it has to be less than 6 meters per second. If it was more than 6 meters per second, then the yellow marble couldn't still be moving and keep our momentum the same before and after. After the collision, the velocity of the yellow marble will not be equal to 0, because we've got an arrow here indicating that it's moving. It can't be more than 6 meters per second, then, because that would make the total momentum over here more, so it has to be less than 6 meters per second. All right. So the velocity for both objects is going to drop after they hit each other and bounce off one another. All right, hope that helps. Any questions, send me an email.